Good morning, children. This is English video session for class 10. We are in the topic, we are in the supplementary reader, chapter number 8, the hack driver. I repeat, supplementary reader, class 10, supplementary reader, topic number 8, the hack driver. Yes, let us see what happened to the young lawyer who came to Mullions, okay, in search of Oliver Lutkins. Bill, the hack driver, was able to take him around the village. In fact, the young lawyer loved the place so much and he felt they were very good and they were just chasing but missing everywhere in a minute or a 10 second to by uh, Lutkins, missing Lutkins everywhere. They chased him. Yes, he's not really bad, but it's hard to make him part with money. If you try to collect from him, if you try to collect from him in those fancy clothes, he will be suspicious. All these things we completed. Now we are going to go to the page number 50. Okay, children? Now you know the lawyer is very hungry and he wanted to eat. How about eating something to eat? I suggested, let's go to the restaurant and I'll buy you lunch. Well, I ought to go home to my wife, to the wife. I don't care much for these restaurants. Only four of them and they are all bad. Tell you what we will do. We will get the wife to pack up a lunch for us. She won't charge you more than $50 and it costs you more for a greasy meal in restaurant, and we'll go up to the Wade Hills and enjoy the view while we eat. So he's arranging for the food also. He's saying don't eat that food, it's not good. It's oily and it's not tasty. There are only four restaurants and all are bad. And I'll ask my wife to cook and she will ask you only very less money. Let's see what happens. Yes. Now, did the Bill and the new lawyer, the young lawyer, find out Lutkins? What happened? Is the summons delivered to him? Was everything successful to the new lawyer? Let's see. Was Bill helping him throughout the day? Yes. Let's see what happened. I know that Bill's helpfulness to the young fellow from the city was not entirely a matter of brotherly love. I was paying him for his time. So, of course, he was paying his being a cart for his cart, food, everything. In the end, I paid him 6 hours, including the luncher, and what was then very high price. But he was no more dishonest than I charged the whole thing to the firm. But it would have been worth paying him myself to have his presence. His cheerful country wisdom and very refreshing to the country boy like myself who was sick of the city. As we sat on the hilltop, looking over the pastures and the creek which slipped among the trees, he talked of the New Million. New Million is the place, and painted a picture in words of all the people in it. He noticed everything, but no matter how much he might laugh at people, he also understood and forgave them their foolishness. He described the minister's wife who sang the loudest in the church when she was in most of in depths. She commented on the boys who came back from the college in fancy clothes. He told about the lawyers whose wife would never succeed in getting him to put both the collar and the tie on the same day. He made them all lie. On that day, I came to know New Million better than I had in the city and to love it better. All because of the driver, that is Bill. Bill didn't know about colleges, about cities, and but he had traveled around a lot of the country and had had a lot of jobs. From his adventure, he had brought back philosophy of simplicity and laughter. He strengthened me. We left that peaceful scene of meadows and woods and resumed our search of Lutkins. We could not find him. At last, Bill cornered a friend of Lutkins and made him admit what he guessed. Oliver's gone out to his mother's farm 3 miles north. Okay, now he will not be able to catch him. We drove over there, laying plans. Okay, now let's see what happened. Yes. So now he has gone to his mother, 3 miles away. I know Oliver's mother, she's a terror. Bill sighed. I took a trunk over out there for her once. She was almost took my skin because I didn't treat it like box of eggs. She is about 9 feet tall, 4 feet thick, and quick as a cat, and she sure can talk. I'll bet Oliver heard that somebody is chasing him and he had gone there to hide behind a mother's skirt. Well, we'll try her. We'll try her, and but you'd better let me do it, boy. You may be great at literature and law, but you haven't had a real training in swearing. We drew in a poor farmyard. We faced an enormous, cheerful old woman. My guide bravely went into her and asked, remember me, I am Bill Magnuson, the Carter and the hackman. I want to find your son Oliver. I don't know anything about Oliver. I don't know. I don't want to. She shouted, now look here, we have just we had just about enough nonsense. This Eggman represents the court of the city, and we had the legal rights to search all properties for this Oliver Lutkins. Bill made me sound very important, and the woman was impressed. She retired to the kitchen, and we followed. She seized an iron from the old-fashioned stove and marched towards. You search all you want, if you don't mind getting burnt first. She shouted and laughed at her frightened retreat. Let's go out of here, she'll murder us, Bill whispered. Outside, he said. Did you see her smile? She was laughing at us. I agreed that it was pretty disrespectful treatment. We did, however, search the house since it was only 1 story high. Bill went around, peering in all the windows. We examined the barn and stable. We were reasonably certain that Lutkins was not there. It was nearly time for me to catch the afternoon train, and Bill drove me to the station. On the way to the city, I was worried about my failure to find the Lutkins. I was too busy thinking about Magnuson. Really, I considered returning to New Millions to practice law. If I had found Bill so deep and rich human, might I not get love to love Fritz and Gustav, and 100 other slow spoken, simple, wise neighbors, I pictured an honest and a happy life beyond the strict limits of universities and law firms. I was excited. I had found a treasure. I had discovered a new way of life. So much he loved the place just because of Bill. But was he right in what he said? What is it happening right for him? That we have to see. And a bit if I think much about Lutkins, the office did. I found them all upset. Next morning, the case was coming up in the court, and they had to have Lutkins. Shameful, useful too. That morning, my promising legal career almost came to an end before it began again. So, almost I had faced my this one. Now what should I do? The firm is very irritated on my unsuccessful way. Let's see what happens. The chief almost murdered me. He hinted that I might do well all digging ditches. I was ordered to back to Millions, and with me went a man who had worked with Lutitz, already the one who has been experienced. I was rather sorry because it would prevent my loafing all over again with Bill. Okay, when the train arrived at New Millions, Bill was on the station platform near his car. Strangely enough, the old tigress, Lutkin's mother, was talking and laughing with Bill, not quarreling at all. From the train steps, I pointed Bill out of the companion and said, there is a fine fellow, a real man. I spent a day with him. He helped you to hunt for Oliver Lutkins. Yes, he helped me a lot. He must have. He is Lutkin himself. What really hurt me was that when I served the Lutkins and his mother laughed at me as though I were a bright boy of 7. With loving kindness, they begged me to go with them to their neighbor's house for a cup of coffee. I told them about you, and they are anxious to look at you, said Lutkins joyfully. They are about the only folk in the town that missed seeing you yesterday. Okay. So I told about them about you, and they are anxious to look at you, said Luckins joyfully. They were about the only folks in the town that missed seeing you yesterday. So it's none other than Lutkins and his mother only who were there in the entire place. Sinclair Lewis, okay. Now, what is a hag? Is a horse-drawn vehicle. Agreeable sight is a pleasant sight. Poker is a game with the cards. Earnestly, seriously. Then creek is a short arm of river inlet. Okay. Now you can see the lawyer was gullible in the hands of Bill. With his beautiful way, Bill really cheated a person from New Millions, cheated the young lawyer, and finally when he came to around. But do you think do we come across such people? Definitely there are n number of people belonging to the category of Lutkins. We can't say that it is not at all there. There are n number of people coming under such categories. Of course, they play they confident, they trick with so much confidence that's very difficult to identify the truth and the false. Such people we are not able to identify which is truth and what is false. Okay. Now, whether this lawyer is going to visit this place is definitely a $1 billion question, because he's got totally been troubled by Bill and his mother. That cheating, the level of cheating had been to the heights, and it's doubt, really great doubt, whether he would carry the same thought of settling down in New Millions in the near future. With this, I close the class. Thank you, children. Do write the question and answers. Read the story at least for 3 to 4 times and get acquainted with the sequences. Okay, and answer the questions and be ready. Okay, children. Thank you.